Well, next episode of Beyond the Couch coming directly from the Irish Hypnotherapy Conference, not convention, get it up. Happy to have Scott Sandland with me, who is the organiser of the biggest hypnotherapy convention in the world, over in Vegas, Hypnotherapists Live. Thank you so much for taking some time out of the schedule, coming here.
Pleasure.
And we want to talk about hypnotherapists that aren't entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Over to you, take it away.
Okay, so this is a conversation that I've been having increasingly over the last 6 months to a year, where there's a large group of us, myself included, that got into this work because I want to help people, not because I want to be a business owner, not because I want to learn QuickBooks, not because I want to learn marketing funnels, not because I want any of that stuff that's entrepreneurship. I just want to help people by using hypnosis. And I think a lot of people have wrongly been taught, well, once you want to get into hypnosis, you got to learn marketing, and now you're a marketer and you got to have good SEO. And I just think all of that is one true model, but it is not the truth. And more hypnotists need to be exposed to the idea that they can just be a clinician instead of an entrepreneur.
Okay, because it is, as we go to conferences, probably 3 or 4 sessions a day are about marketing and branding your business.
Yep.
But this, that, and the other. I come from a business background. I've had my own business for 30 odd years.
Sure.
You feel really, so I kind of understand how to get my money in.
Right. Because you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And which is a wonderful thing to be,
Yeah.
but not everybody.
No.
And so some people are a different sheep. Yeah.
Yeah. So those people that have the passion,
Yeah.
but don't have the knowledge,
Or the desire or the wherewithal to be an entrepreneur.
how do they get themselves known?
So they shouldn't try to get themselves met. This is the flip. Think of it this way. Most chemical dependency counselors in the state of California, where I'm from,
Yeah.
never open their own practice.
Okay.
They just get a job being a counselor at a place that hires people to help others. And there's an office manager and an accountant and a lawyer that work for a center, and that center hires do-gooders to do the good. And more hypnotists should be aware of this as an option. I'm not saying they should stay there forever. They're wonderful if they do, but so many people who are literally starving, and they are scared and broke and new in the industry, and they are convinced that until they make their 20th press release, until they make their, SEO optimization with 9 blog posts and 100 YouTube clips, they can't see the clients they want to see. And my career is based on clinical work. My career is based on being on treatment teams. So if my friends are Jason Lynette, Chris Thompson, Sheila Granger, all these people who are wonderful entrepreneurs and wonderful business coaches, and all their stuff is sincere and works and is good. I take nothing away from these wonderful people who are my friends. And if I had to start my business the way they do things, I would have quit, because I would have failed, because I can't do what they do, and it just doesn't work for me. And that's okay. Because what I found is something that's not unique to me, but I'm confident about it, so here we are. I started working for people who were used to hiring clinicians. So it started with dentists. The dentists have a team working for us.
Yeah.
And so I was able to I'm on the team. And so there's an office manager, a dentist, and they're now sending me the patients. I have no overhead because I'm working in their office. And then I'm working in drug rehab centers and doctors' offices and all these places where they're used to referring in. They're used to having specialists and subspecialists on their treatment teams. And so it's a model they're familiar with. So you're not reinventing any wheel. You're just fitting into an established lane for people to help others.
So obviously over here, the NHS doesn't recognise hypnotherapy.
So they don't have to.
So, but we have cancer research companies, we've got hospices, you've got mental health charities that are crying out for people like us to come in. It can be ad hoc, it can be free free is good to hone your skills.
In America, you have to do 300 hours of free to get your license to be a therapist, because they know you need hours and hours. And some, it's 500, in some states it's different numbers. But the fact is, it's taught in school, you're gonna need to do hundreds of hours for free before you're ready. And with us, it's you need to do a weekend class and put up a shingle and like build the airplane on the way off the cliff. And the other helping industries have done a better job of supporting their new flock. And I think our industry should learn a bit from those models.
Yeah, I mean, I've done some stuff with Mencat.
Yep, perfect.
I've done, go to the local community centre. A lot of those places will have outreach.
Yep.
They'll have such charities, Cocaine Anonymous, we did some stuff with.
Yep.
On a private side, just again, behavioural.
Yep.
That's really what you want. The individual people there might get some extra help.
You know, a lot of the groups do want you on.
Yeah.
Like, I worked with 9 at a time, and there was a waiting list. I had to hire hypnotists to work for me because they wanted us.
Yeah. So, and I know it is and it is getting more and more market-led. AI out there, you've got to be YouTube channels, you've got to do Facebook, you've got to do your ad. I'm an old git now. All right, trying to learn a new skill, and by the time I've learned it, it's out of bob.
Yeah.
Also leads, I think, with a lot of the social media, the impression of overnight success.
Correct.
You bat that into the woods for us.
Okay. You don't want to be an overnight success. You want to have good fundamentals. You want to have a good foundation. You want to have a good reputation. You want to have good relationships with the peers and colleagues and referral partners in your community. You want to earn it. You don't want to get lucky. I mean, luck plays into everything in life from here down, but it's how you take advantage of being lucky. And the way you take advantage of being lucky is do the work in advance. It took me, I would say, probably 7 years to become an overnight success. Like,
That's quick.
yeah, and that's because I got lucky. Like, and part of the way I got lucky was Obamacare helped me because there was just a hiring ramp when I was in the right place at the right time. But it was because I had done years of, how can I be of service to this dentist? This dentist wants their patients to stop grinding their teeth. Hypnosis is the best tool for helping a dentist help their patients in that category. And the dentist wants that to happen. So you're helping the dentist, you're getting paid, they're getting paid, the patient's getting better. Everything works. It's not a kickback or anything like that. You're on their team. You're on a 1099, in America, 1099, independent contractor. You're being paid by the dentist to do the work that they need done. And the patient pays the dentist pays you, the dentist is in charge of all the insurance, and you're under their umbrella. They're taught this in school. Dentists are taught this. Doctors are taught this. They like hypnosis. You just have to learn to be on their team.
So let's take hypnosis out just 1 second, the word you mentioned, and you just built that community.
Yeah.
Get yourself involved in a community.
Yes.
It is a community. I can't help everyone that comes through. I have people who are familiar with stuff. I can reach out to other therapists.
Right.
So your advice to a brand new hypnotherapist starting out, if there's one thing that you've learned since you've done all your training, and you've done everything, you don't get taught in the training these. One thing you've learned that you can let someone breaking out, struggling, whatever, bit of advice for them.
Helping people is a team sport.
That's good.
Helping people is a team sport. You don't want 5 Shaquille O'Neals on the team. And so no matter how great Shaquille O'Neal is, you need somebody who can dribble and run, right? You need somebody who can shoot a 3-pointer. You need a whole team, and you are one of the people on the team. But you don't have to be everything. That's too hard. And when you're thinking, I'm an entrepreneur, I got to do it all myself, for some of you, that's great, because you're an entrepreneur, and that's a fine thing to be. But for some of you watching, you just aren't. You're like me. You're just a do-gooder who's just a wimpy, do-gooder, disorganized person who just wants to show up and be of service and make people smile. And that's enough if you set yourself up for success.
And you have certainly succeeded.
I have. I say that with all humility,
You
all
have.
that.
You've-
Objectively, I was able to buy a house based on being on staff for other people. And that's not a special sentence in the world. It's just special in our industry. So,
Do you think you could have done it? Yeah.
no, I know I wouldn't have. If I had to do what Jason or Chris or Sheila or any of my other friends, if I had to do it their way, I would have failed.
So there you go. It's a team sport, it's a community. Reach out, ask for help,
Yes.
get a mentor,
Yes. Yes. Get a mentor.
and find the faces you can go and help for free, because the rewards will come after us.
Yeah. Be of service. Go first.
Scott, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
It's been great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure.